And last but certainly not least, listen, we honor tonight one of the mothers of womanist theology. Every womanist in the house ought to put their hands together and stand on their feet. How beautiful are the feet of Mama, the Reverend Dr. Katie Geneva Cannon. Right now, we have a special presentation by Liz Alexander and Gabby Cujo Wilkes. They're presenting an appreciation that has been bequeathed to them. We're going to ask them to make their way right now as they come forward.
Good evening. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today as we honor someone who has meant so much to so many of us. I am a seminarian at Yale Divinity School about to graduate, and I was introduced to Dr. Cannon's work there, and I have been forever changed. And so on behalf of the Millennial Womanist Project, I would like to read a letter that is written by the co-founders of the project, Liz Alexander and Dr. Melanie Jones. Can we celebrate them before I read the letter? They are doing phenomenal work. And so, Dr. Cannon, this letter is penned from them to you. Reverend Dr. Cannon, the Millennial Womanist Project would like to congratulate you on receiving the 2018 How Beautiful Are Their Feet Award from the Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference. As a founding mother of womanist theology, and as the first black woman to be ordained in the United Presbyterian Church, USA, you have blazed new paths for black women called by God. As a Christian ethicist and the founder of the Center for Womanist Leadership at Union Presbyterian Seminary, you have been and continue to be a voice for black women in the wilderness. Your indelible impact in the field of womanist theology, Christian ethics, as well as women and religion in society is laudable and will sustain generations to come. We are the living proof of your intergenerational gift to all of us. So on behalf of millennial womanists everywhere, thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your leadership. Your work has empowered us to heed the womanist call of our generation. Sincerely, Liz Alexander and Dr. Melanie Jones. And Liz is going to present you with a gift on behalf of the Millennial Womanist Project. We appreciate you.
Identity, I think, is essential for agency, that we got to know who we are. That philosophical statement, to thy own self be true. If we don't know who self is, how can we be true to self? Or the golden rule, do unto others, you have them do unto you. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't love self, you can't love neighbor.
This award, scripture we felt best fitting. Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light to my path. Your gifts of ministry will eternally light our path. Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference, February 14th, 2018. The Reverend Dr. Katie G. Cannon.
Good evening, beautiful people. Some of you do not know why I'm using a cane, so I always like to start off at that point, because the last time you saw me, I was trillion and sashaying. In July 2016, I had a heart attack. The kind of heart attack you don't know you're having until you drop dead. It's called a widowmaker. And it was caused by dehydration, so please drink your water. While I was unconscious in the process of dying, I dislocated one bone in my ankle and broke another, kicking myself back to life. Every preacher in this room needs a preacher. Every preacher in this room needs a pastor. And one of the pastors who came to visit me, the Reverend Dr. C. Diane Mosby, I was telling her the story, and she said, the angels were all around me that day, and they said, not yet. So that's my testimony. I'm here because the angel said, not yet. The two people I'd like to acknowledge, in addition to all my students and all my co-learners, one is my mother, who's 98 years old, and we just celebrated her birthday. We had to change the venue 3 times because she kept inviting people. And we kept breaking the fire code, so we had to keep changing the event. Until finally we said, Mom, you can't invite any more people. We had 300 at that point. My mother taught me this saying, and I share it with you: to every person that openeth, a way and ways and a way. And the high soul takes the highway, and the low soul gropes the low. And in between the misty flats, the rest drift to and fro. But to every person that openeth, a highway and a low. And every person decides the way his or her soul shall go. My father, Esau Cannon, was identical twin to Jacob Cannon. And he was the favorite of 14. He thought he was the favorite of his mom. My father never learned to read nor write, but he believed in education. When he was in the 3rd grade, he had learned all his spelling words, and he went to school because he wanted to win the spelling contest. They were sharecroppers, and the white man on whose land they were working beat my grandfather Dan because he let his children go to school. And then Grandpa Dan went and got the children from school and beat them back to home. And so Daddy never learned to read nor write, but he believed all of us, all 7 of us, have education and degrees. He was so supportive of me in ministry. We even, as those of us who were first generation of women in seminary, people even questioned our fathers who supported us. Could real men support their daughters in ministry? I knew my daddy supported me, because every day after work, they would go down to Mr. Turn's, where a community hall pen, and talk. And Mr. Turn was an elder in our home church, and he said to Daddy, he said, Esau, what do you think about these women getting ordained? Daddy said, I think women have as much right to send people to hell as men do. He came home and he told me, he said, Kate, I told Turn, women have as much right to send people to hell as men do. Did I get it right? I said, Pop, you got it right. Thank you, Proctor. I thank especially my colleague and friend, Dr. Allison P. Geist-Johnson, because she convinced me to come tonight. She and my baby brother, Jerry, were the two who leaned on me on every side and said, you got to be here. And I'm so grateful that they did. Not yet. Not yet.